one of the things we need to keep in mind is think of content as a product itself. Imagine like you are Time Magazine. Imagine you're GQ. Imagine you're Bloomberg. Like we create really these great products, but we oftentimes we neglect content, right? So treat the content as product itself and see how you can become like the Time Magazine, GQ Magazine in your own field. And then I think if you have these methods, right, like writing content that you like, how to enrich and give more value, how to give away your secrets, and then really creating content like a GQ magazine or Vox magazine or even BuzzFeed will do, it will take you like way further than anybody else has ever been.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was very, very enlightening. Just in the few minutes we have left. So Tori, our event producer, did a great job. She booked a bunch of similar topics back to back. We've been talking about how to act as a media company to drive ARR, how to move away from the traditional view of content in terms of gating everything, collecting email addresses, and more of a free flowing content that actually drives more clicks. I guess in your opinion, where does that media company approach intersect with a more traditional kind of lead gen, demand gen tactics? At what point are you trying to capture people? Where is there enough value exchange that you should be okay asking people for their email address or for or giving them a more direct CTA?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting question, right? Like, for me is like, you need to have that goal personally. Like, what is the point where I feel comfortable to start asking for emails, to have an ask? And that's really dependent on you, right? So like for me, like I am like, okay, even if I get to 100K followers or 200K, I'll keep pushing it. Like the more you push gratification for ask, and I think the bigger the return will be. And I think the biggest point when you'll realize is that when people start reaching out to you, hey, like, are you selling something? Can I buy something off of you? And that's when you know, like, okay, like I'm getting more of these emails like every day where people are asking me to buy things from you. That's really like, okay, I need to create something because people are seeing enough value. And that's exactly what happened to me when I was like creating content out there. People started reaching out, hey, can you help me out with this? Or hey, can you start helping me out with this? At first it's like, hey, like this is not what we're doing. But as more and more of these requests start coming in, that's the time when you should really think about like, okay, I need to start monetizing.
Right. And I guess just kind of a strategy question for you, right? Like how tightly connected or how disparate from what you're actually doing should your content be, or can your content be, right? If you're a B2B marketing agency, should you be talking about surfing tips, or like, should you be keeping it closer to home?
I think it's like really like, what's really important is like people you're actually converting, right? You might get all these followers, right? And we talk about like all these followers, but if they're not adding value and they're not converting, that's what matters at the end of the day, right? Who is your target audience and who is it resonating with? And that will lead to conversions, right? And again, depending on what your CTA is, right? Let's say if you just want to get followers, then do the trends, do what other people are doing. But if you want to get high level leads and start converting, then keep your content where you're going to get those high level people to convert for your products.
Awesome. Timur, if people want to get in touch with you, if they want to learn more about 2080, how do they get in touch?
I think Matt put my LinkedIn account at the bottom of the chat. So feel free to reach out to me over there. Add me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. And if you just want to say hi and chat in journal, I'm more than happy to do that as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. For everybody listening, LinkedIn is in the chat. Feel free to reach out, and some maybe mistruths surrounding them. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, Timur. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.